Thank you for tuning in tonight to the Chicago Westside NAACP branch. Let me just give you our information. We are located at 5820 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60651. To reach us, our best contact number is 773-261-5890. Hi, you guys. As you guys know, it is the week of early voting. Voting elections start and on November 6, 2018. And today we will just be going over a few ways to get registered to vote and why it is so important to vote. So to get registered to vote, you guys can go to any city council office, you can go to the DMV, you can go to any schools, any public libraries. These places, you'll be able to just present your ID and vote. And if you have voted in Illinois previously, you do not need an ID to vote. You only need an ID to vote when you are getting registered to vote. 2 forms of identification are needed for you to register to vote, such as your ID, or you may use something like your passport, but it just needs to have a valid current address on it. If you cannot show up to vote, another way you can vote is to request an absentee ballot. That way it'll be mailed to you. You can fill in and you can mail it back in a timely fashion. And I do want to state that the NAACP, we are a nonpartisan group. We just have the best interest in our communities. So whichever person best help fill these seats, those are the people that we are rooting for, that you will help fund our communities. And why is this so important to vote this election is because it is providing an opportunity for the people of the community to voice their opinion. It helps the community show what they believe in, what we are standing up for, and it will also help hold accounted officials. It will hold elected officials for their accountability. It also prevents a minority from dictating the policies of a majority. So it's very important to vote these elections this week because all 435 seats in the United States of House of Representatives and 35 of the 100 seats in the United States Senate will be contested. So all 435 seats of the House of Representatives and 35 of the 100 seats in the United States Senate will be contested. That is important because these type of elections don't come around too often, and you want to be able to make sure you know who are these local governors and local House of Representatives and state senators that are helping make decisions in our lives. Also, in addition, 39 state and territorial governorships, as well as numerous other state and local elections, will be also contested. So a lot of our local states, we are going to come up for election as well. So questions that people may have is, in our generation, my first question, I would definitely say that should you take a selfie while you're getting a vote? I do want to let you guys know, specifically here in Illinois, that ballot selfies are strictly prohibited by state law, and it is a felony to mark your ballot so another person can see that you have voted. So my recommendation would be to just take a picture of the sticker that they give you guys that say I voted. Is definitely going to prove that you have voted. You can only get that sticker if you have actually voted. If you do run into problems while trying to go vote, there is a line that you are encouraged to call. The number is 866-OUR-VOTE. And this hotline is also ran by a nonpartisan coalition of more than 100 organizations. And they are led by the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. So if you have any issues going to vote, such as they're telling you that you are not registered, but you know you are registered, or you need an ID to vote, or they're just simply give you a hard time, you can definitely call 866-OUR-VOTE, 866-OUR-VOTE, and definitely protest and make sure that your issues are well known. If you want to get live results of your direct action of voting, you can watch any local news station. They will be airing it that day, November 6th. The The selection should come in around 10 p.m., but it goes on a day-to-day basis. But it's just very important to vote. Early voting has started. You guys can go to any of the places that I listed earlier, such as your county clerk office. You can go to a library. You can go to a school. If you have to go to the DMV for anything, you can register there. But you want to make sure that you can vote at certain places like a library or a school or a city township office. So also, you guys, we want to talk about what's going on in our community. So this week, we will have former President Barack Obama come to the University of Illinois Chicago Pavilion. He will be here this Sunday, November 4th. He's going to just be in support of the Democrats up and down the ballot. According to some people's campaign, J.B. Pritzker is going to be there, such as Senator Kwame Raoul, a candidate, Sean Casten, and another candidate such as Lauren Underwood. They will appear at this rally. This rally, we would just have these people speak and explain why it's important to vote and what they are standing on. The candidates will definitely be pushing for their issues, which is our issues of the community. So the tickets, you can get tickets online. If they're still online today, you can definitely get those online. But you want to make sure that you definitely tune in to see this live and see what we are talking about. Why is this so important that we vote this election of 2018? And we also want to make sure that we understand how important it is that 435 seats of the United States of House of Representatives is up for election. 35 of the 100 seats in the United States Senate will be contested. So that is a lot of seats that we need to be taking consideration of. Voting impacts our funding for schools, it impacts our homelessness, it impacts where we are feeding ourselves, where we're living at, the potholes in our streets. So we want to make sure that we are making our voices heard. There has been some discouragement amongst the community to be voting, such as being sent fake absentee ballots or being pushed away from offices to go register our vote. So we want to make sure that our voices are not silenced and that we make sure that we go and prove a point that we are here and our voice does matter. These elections show that we should vote because last year in November 2017, it was a very big gap of people who simply did not vote. It was about 46, 48%, almost 50% of people in general of the United States that did not vote. And stuff could have maybe had a better outcome. But we want to make sure that our voices are heard this election. All right. And I'm going to give you guys the information one more time just to let you guys know if you did not vote. If you did not register to vote, you can go to vote.org and you can register there. You can go to the libraries, the city township offices, these schools, and register your vote there as well. And you can also just make sure you have 2 forms of identification. If you cannot show up at all, you want to make sure that you get an absentee ballot, and that absentee ballot will give you everything that you will have at a precinct to vote. But I want to show you guys the website. So the website is here, votes.org. And as you can see, they'll tell you when you can vote early and how you can get your absentee ballot. And you can also look up where you can find your polling place. So this is, if you want to find the nearest place to you, just click. You go to your state, which is here, us Illinois. And you just type in your zip code. For the south side, it's 60643, and it will tell you a place to look up. If you want to type in more information, you definitely can. It also check your registration. As I was saying earlier, a lot of people that were registered to vote, they actually turned out to be unregistered to vote. So you can just take your time, put your information in, just make sure that you are still eligible to vote before you even hassle yourself to get up there, and make sure everything is good. And if you know you're not registered to vote, you can definitely register here. It takes 2 minutes. All right, you guys, so I do want to take the time out and thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening in to vote. I want to make sure that you guys know that voting does end on November 6th. We want to make sure that we get early voting in as quick as possible. You guys do not want to stand in that line. That's a very big discouragement there, but if you go now, the lines are very fast, very easy to get through. And thank you so much. We are the Chicago Westside NAACP branch. Our information is 5820 West Chicago Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60651. And our best contact number is 773-261-5890. And we look forward to hearing from you guys next Friday. We will be here at 7 p.m. Thanks so much and have a great day.